Yes, very warm welcome, dear students, in listening for e-lecture. As you already know, that we have started a topic that is one of the level of language, that is semantics. And in previous class, we talked about what is semantics in different types of meaning, conceptual meaning and associative meanings. And after that, we also discussed different roles which are performed by different noun phrases with respect to the verb of a sentence. Today's topic is very interesting, very interesting, because regarding the exam point of view, this is also very special and this is an inevitable part of your exam. So be careful while watching this topic because it would help you a lot. Today's topic is lexical relations. Lexical relations. Every lexeme, lexeme is a new word for you in semantics. So first let me briefly explain what is lexeme. Here is a definition. This is the fundamental unit of the lexicon of a language. Now another word, lexicon. Lexicon means this is the mental dictionary. This is the vocabulary that every native speaker has in his mind about the language. Mental dictionary is called lexicon, and the fundamental unit of that mental dictionary is called as lexeme. Here is another definition. A lexeme is an abstract unit of morphological analysis that roughly corresponds to set of forms taken by a single word. Here is another. It may serve as the root of more complex word. If you find from dictionary, you would find different lexemes on the top of the lists. Let me explain it with example. We have one concept to die, right? And the same concept is conveyed with different words. For example, to lose life, he lost his life. Another way of explaining, and by using different words. This is single one, die, and this is the combination, this is the phrase, this is the combination of different words. Here, to pass away, he passed away, right? What is the underlying concept behind these two sentences, behind these two phrases? To lose life means again die. To pass away, he passed away. What's the underlying basic concept? That is die. And sometimes this basic concept can be conveyed with different variations like dies, dying, died. These are different variants of the same underlying concept. The same underlying concept can be expressed by using different other phrases, that's a group of words, and same underlying concept can be explained by using different inflections, by using different variations, right? In different languages we have different inflections. So this basic underlying concept we don't call in semantics as a word, rather the fundamental underlying concept is called as this one, lexeme. This is the unit of semantics, unit of lexicon. So I think the concept of lexeme is quite clear. Lexeme, don't confuse it with morpheme. Morpheme is smallest meaningful unit of a word. For example, if I say cats, so it's the combination of two morphemes, cat and sir. So I'll discuss the difference between these terms in another lecture, but today only focus is on lexeme. This is the basic underlying concept behind different forms of the words. It may be called as a root word we find from the dictionary. If I give you another example, we use the word run. We can also express running, runs, ran, and again run, right? So the variant forms may be spelled differently may be pronounced differently. Go, went, for example, went, the spellings are different, pronunciation is different. Gone, spellings are different, pronunciation different. But what's the basic underlying concept behind gone, behind went, going? The underlying concept behind all these forms is go, and this go would be known as, again, lexeme, the fundamental unit of the lexicon of a language. So it was very essential to express the concept of lexeme before going into the very detail of different kinds of lexical relations. So let me define what is lexical relation. Here is a definition. The characterization of each word meaning in terms of its relation is called lexical relation. Every lexeme has got relationship with other lexeme, and those relations are called lexical relation. So let's go for in detail explanation of all these lexical relation. We have synonyms, antonym, hyponymy, polythemy, homonymy, collocation, and metonymy. We'll explain all these terms in detail.
Dear learners, the very first lexical relation that we are going to discuss is a synonymy. Synonymy refers to the sameness of meaning, right? Most of the dictionaries tell us about different synonyms, like we have synonym of beautiful as pretty, handsome, good looking, and there may be many other synonyms of single word, right? As here is the definition of synonymy, that goes like this. Yes, two or more words with very closely related meaning. Focus on this point. Closely related meaning are called synonyms. These are not exactly related, these are closely related. When we talk about sameness of meaning, 100% or total sameness does not exist in language. It seems quite strange that two words having exactly the same meaning in any language, then what's the need of having second word? It means words which we call as synonyms, which are closely related, they share certain shades of meaning. Some shades of meaning, sometimes 70%, 80%, 90% shades of meanings are shared by two or more words. This is the reason that sometimes we can replace the word with its synonym, and it doesn't happen in all cases. Sometimes we can replace, but sometimes if we replace, that becomes odd sentence. That seems quite strange. For example, if I say that one word we have reply and another word is answer, these are two synonyms. We can say that what was your answer, and in the same way we can also replace answer with reply. What was your reply? So it sounds good one, but in another context, if you replace the same word with another synonym, it would sound odd one. Like Ali had only one answer correct on the test, and Ali had only one reply correct on the test. Of course, the word answer is more suitable, because in different papers we see the first sentence, answer the following questions, not reply the following questions. So sometimes synonyms are replaceable and sometimes these are not replaceable. The point that you need to remember is that the sameness of meaning, yes, here is the point, sameness of meaning, yes, sameness of meaning used in discussing synonymy is not necessarily total sameness. When we say words are closely related, it doesn't mean that 100% one word is totally related to another word. This is about the concept of synonym. Next, I hope you have understood this concept. Next is antonymy. Antonymy, as word itself suggests, it is based on the concept of opposite. Yes, it refers to opposites. For example, we have antonymy of good is bad, antonymy of fat is thin, antonymy of beautiful is ugly, and there are different other examples: alive, dead, as you see here. Yes, alive, dead, and fast, slow. So although alive and dead, these are antonyms, big and small, these are also antonyms, but there is a difference between these two kinds of antonyms. Try to guess, otherwise I'm going to explain. Yes, there is difference. On the basis of that difference, we have classified antonyms into two major types: gradable, this one, and non-gradable antonyms. When we talk about gradable antonym, as the term suggests, it can be graded. These antonyms can be graded. These antonyms can be scaled. These antonyms can be scaled, and these antonyms may have midpoint on the scale. What does it mean? Yes, for example, small and big, or hot or cold. When I say something is hot, we can grade, we can measure on a scale, and there would be a midpoint where something neither be hot and nor be cold. That would be called as the midpoint. It means the first identity of gradable antonyms is that these can be scaled and have midpoint. Yes, big and small. Yes, it refers to contrary adjectives. Big, of course, its contrary adjective is small. Allow comparative. Second point is comparative construction can be made of gradable antonyms. For example, you can say smaller, you can say bigger, and you can, for example, you can say Ali is smaller than Akram, right? A pony is smaller than a horse. So this is some sort of comparative construction. Comparison can be made with gradable antonyms and have a complementary word. Yes. Sorry. On the other hand, if you talk about non-gradable antonyms cannot be scaled. You can't say that somebody is more alive or aliver or alivier. Non-gradable antonyms don't have midpoint. Somebody is dead, then of course dead. If alive, then alive. There is no midpoint that half alive and half dead. There are many other examples that are given in the book written by George Yule, like male and female. Someone is male, and of course that would be male. We can't say that more male or maler or female or femaleish or femalest. So we can't have this kind of gradation in non-gradable antonyms. Yes. If we talk about gradable antonyms, the negative of one member of a gradable pair does not necessarily imply the other. For example, if I speak the sentence, my car is not old, it doesn't necessarily mean that my car is new one, right? If it is old, it doesn't mean that it's not a new one. But in non-gradable antonyms, the case is different. Yes, when we say somebody is alive, then automatically it is understood that that person is dead. We can also use the negative test to identify the non-gradable antonyms in a language. Most of the time, we usually avoid describing one member of an antonym pairs as the negative of the other. Yes. So these are the points which you need to remember, that gradable antonyms can be scaled, comparative constructions can be made, and as we see when we talk about non-gradable, it refers to those words that don't allow comparison. However, they have complementary word. Complementary word, if somebody is alive, then automatically we understand that that person is not dead. This is what we call as complementary word. Next concept is the concept of hyponymy. It means it refers to the notion of inclusion. That means the meaning of one word, yes, the meaning of one word is, or one form is included in the meaning of another. This kind of relationship is described as hyponymy. For example, when I say dog, automatically it is understood that this is also animal, so the meaning of animal is included in dog, right? In the same way, if I use the word carrot, the meaning of vegetable is also included in this word, so this is also hyponymy, the example of hyponymy. In the same way, if I say rose, so the concept of flower, the meaning of flower is also included in this word. In hyponymy, we have a top word, and that the word which comes at the top, that word is called as superordinate term, and the words which come under it, under the umbrella of superordinate terms, those words are called as co-hyponyms. With the help of hyponymy, the worldview of different languages, different societies can be observed. The examples of hyponymy may differ from society to society, from culture to culture, and from even language to language. For example, if I say living creatures, and then yes, next there would be examples. Yes, if I say living creature, and under living creature, if I here write yes, here living creature, animal, yes, there may be, yes, of course. Let me give you another example. If I take animal as a superordinate term, and under animal, if I place as co-hyponyms fish, insect, tiger, and human beings, here you may have a controversy, that you may have an objection that human beings are not considered as animal, but in some societies, in some languages, biologically humans are considered as the class of animals. So it doesn't matter if in some societies human beings are not considered as animal, then we would change the hyponymy, and here is the example of that one. So we would say living things, and further divided into creature, plants, and then creatures are further divided into animals, and insect and plants are further divided into vegetable, flower, tree. Now plant is a superordinate term, and under this superordinate term, this, yes, tree, flower, vegetables, these three terms belong to the same superordinate term, and these three terms are known as co-hyponyms. Yes, co-hyponyms. names. Different societies have different views about the things. For example, in many societies, fire, yes, it is considered as living thing, and plants are considered as dead. So the reality is something we construct, and language helps us in expressing that reality. Yes, this is the subject of anthropological linguistics, how reality is constructed and how, with the help of language, this reality is depicted by different humans, that we will discuss when we would start discussing anthropological linguistics. Yes. Next comes, yeah, this is another example of hyponymy. Here, the word green, it also includes the meaning of color. So it is automatically understood. Blue, green, yellows, purple. These are co-hyponyms of superordinate term. That is, yes. Yes, next is prototype. Prototype, as we see, that to refer one superordinate term, we have number of other words. For example, if I talk about, as if I take animal or bird as superordinate term, then there may be number of other words like dove, duck, and robin, parrot. These are different words which show the category or superordinate term of bird. But all these examples, dove, duck, parrot, and robin, may not be the best examples to convey the concept of the superordinate terms. So prototypes are the characteristics instance, the idea of the characteristics instance of the category. What does it mean? It means if we want to express, if we want to refer the main class, for example bird, so out of number of birds we would give the best example to refer that class. The concept of a prototype helps to explain the meaning of certain words, as in English language. If we take bird, so to refer different birds, the best example, the characteristics instance that we take, most of the native speakers of English, they use the word robin. As in Urdu language, if we want to show the category of bird, we use the word chidiya. And if we want to express the category of animals, we may use the word donkey or dog. So these prototype helps explaining the meaning of certain words like bird, for example, not in terms of component features but in terms of resemblance to the clearest examples. All right, so the birds which clearly exemplify the category, that bird or that word is taken as the prototype of that particular category which is being referred. For example, furniture, this is the category, this is a superordinate term. And the best example, the characteristics example, the characteristics instance that we would use to refer this category, that may be table or chair. So this is the concept of prototype. Next we have homonymy. About homonymy, you need to understand that in homonyms we have unrelated senses of words. So the question comes, if senses are unrelated, then what are the things which are related in homonymy? Yes. Yes, homonymy. Senses are unrelated. And if senses are related, then what is related one? Sounds. Sounds are related, or spellings are related in homonymy. For example, yes, we use the term homonymy when one form has two or more unrelated senses. As I have written unrelated senses. If in written form words having same spelling, that would be called as homograph. Yes, here let me write. Yes, homo means same, graph means form, spelling. It refers to the words having the same spelling but different sounds. Homo means same, graph means spelling, same spelling but different sounds. For example, we have the word wind, right? If it is noun, it would be pronounced as wind, and the same word, if it is functioning as a verb, then it would be pronounced as wind. This symbol would be used, wind. This is wind and wind. So spellings are same, right? Wind, W-I-N-D, again W-I-N-D, spelling same, but the pronunciation is different. Words having same spellings but different pronunciations are referred as homograph. This is the concept. Yes. Next, sometimes we see that we have homophones. Homophones, if the sounds are same. Homo, yes. Homo. Homophones. Homo means same, phone means sound. Words having same sound but different spellings. Can you guess out of these words which one is the example of homophones? Like bat. Bat. Yes, this one. This one is the example of homophones. Bat. One meaning of bat, flying creature. Another meaning of bat is bat, which is used in sports. Bank. Bank is also homonymy. It become homophone because bank have different meanings. One bank as a verb, when we say the word bank can be used in three ways. As a verb, it means to rely upon. As a verb, what does it mean? To rely upon. To rely upon. Yes. And this can also function as a noun. Bank, side of a river. Yes, as a noun it is side of a river. And there may be another meaning as a noun. Bank also stands for financial institution. Yes, the place where money is kept. So we can form a sentence. I bank upon the Habib Bank. Here, bank means to rely upon. I bank upon the Habib Bank situated on the left bank. Here, on the left bank, here means side of the river Ravi to give me a loan. So I have used the word bank having same pronunciations but different meanings. So words having same pronunciations but different meanings are referred as homophone. Yes. Race is another example. Race, same pronunciation but different meanings. Next we see these are the examples of homographs. Homo means same, graph means spellings. If spellings are same, pronunciation is different, that would be known as homograph. Next one is polythemy. Poly means many. Poly means many. It refers to the lexeme having more than one meaning. Poly means many and themy means meaning. For example, we have a chip. In English language, chip means a piece of fried potato. Chip. And chip also means an electronic device. And chip also means a piece of food. So one lexeme having different meanings. Yes, these are different meanings. Here, if you see, it can be defined as one form that may be written, that may be spoken, having multiple meanings that all are related by. This point is to be noted. You must focus on this point. This is the difference between polythemy and homonymy, because we see in homonymy we also have words having same pronunciation but difference in meaning. In case of yes, an example, if that example comes into your mind. Yes, there are a number of examples that I have told you. Yes, race. Yes, race. One race indicates the ethnicity, another that's the competition. Yes, meanings are unrelated, but here in polythemy, over there in homonymy, in homophones, one lexemes have two meanings, but those meanings are unrelated. Here in polythemy, one lexeme also have different meanings, but those meanings are related by extension. Here, for example, head. There may be head as a part of a body, mind or mental ability. There may be head of the department, but in both cases, if you see, head comes on top. So meanings are related by extension. Foot of a person and foot of a mountain. It doesn't mean that the foot of mountain would come on the top. So when we use foot, it always comes at lower side. So the meanings are related by extension. As I have given you the example of chip, right? In all the cases, to some extent, small piece, right? This concept is related by extension. So this is the date, point in time, and arranged meeting both ways. Somewhere the meanings of date and arranged meeting, these are similar. So yes, next one, wordplay. Yes, we use different techniques to play with words, like homophones, homographs. We say something, but different meanings can be interpreted by single word. This is basically a creative use of language, imaginative use of language to create fun in the language. Some people are very funny because they use punny language. They create fun, they create humor, they amuse others by their communication. They become the source of entertainment with the help of their creative use of language. For example, here are a few examples. If let me give you example from, for example, Mary had a little lamb. At one time we think that Mary had a little lamb, that a small animal is the possession of Mary. But lamb, if I extend the sentence, it would become that Mary had a little lamb, some rice and vegetables. So with the completion of the sentence, now I have changed the meaning, that lamb here does not mean that small animal, rather it is small amount of meat which Mary had. So in this way, this is the dual function of the word lamb. The word lamb might have multiple meanings. So this is how we play with the words. Next comes metonymy. It's the relationship between two words that is based on daily life experience. That close connection can be based on container contents relation, bottle, Coke, can, juice, a whole part relation. This is called as whole part relation. I drank one glass, so it means glass can't be drunk. So when I use the word glass, it means something that may be milk, that may be any kind of juice, that may be any other kind of drink. When I use that I drank glass, that means that glass is not drunk by me, rather the entity which was present in the glass, I mean that one. So this is why we call it as a part and whole relationship, or representative symbol relationship. For example, we can say crown. Crown is the symbol of king. The crown is the part of kingship, but with the help of crown we refer to the whole kingship. The same case with the White House and the president. Next metaphor, all of you know about the metaphor. When we establish a similarity between two apparently dissimilar things without using words like or as, and these words are used in simile. The metaphor is a phrase that doesn't carry the literal meaning of the words. When we establish a similarity between two apparently dissimilar things, those two words are not equally the same. There are some common points. There may be a single common point between two objects which are being observed. My car is lemon. It doesn't mean that the car is really a lemon. Lemon and car has one common characteristics, common feature, that is a defective one. That's why he has used this word. He was a lion in fight, right? He was a lion in fight. So it doesn't mean that he actually became the lion. In fact, bravery is the common feature between that person who fought and the lion. So this is called as metaphor. Eye of the needle. These are different examples of metaphor. Yes. The next comes collocation, 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 location of words frequently close together. Co means close together. There are some words in English language which come frequently together. frequently occurring together is known as collocation. That means collocation. Yes, this is the habitual association of words. Words tend to occur with other words. Sometime when we uttered single word, automatically without thinking the next word comes in our mind. In Urdu language, if I say roti, automatically next word salan, dal, next word dalia, namak, next word mirch. So these are habitual association of words. Words habitually come together. This is called as collocation or collocation. Yes, collocation here. Hammer, nail, needle, thread, butter, bread, butter, salt, pepper. There are certain grammatical collocation. When I use am, automatically the word am, sorry, the word am would come in my mind, not or. I takes am, so it's grammatical collocation. He watches, he drinks, he resides. So not reside, simply reside would not be a collocation, because he or she as singular third person always takes singular subject with s or es. So thank you so much for listening, for your precious time. So stay connected with Lisanics, and you can subscribe it. It's free. It won't cost anything from you, and you would learn a lot from Lisanics. So stay blessed, keep smiling, take very good of yourself and also the people who are around you.